Yes, sir.
Okay, so be ready with your systems. Now we have the demonstration of CSS concepts. Last lecture we already started with the CSS concepts. So today we'll see one by one and we'll take immediately the demo of that particular concepts. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
take 2 minutes. Take a 2 minutes and then we'll start. Okay. CSS. We saw the modules, different modules, the selectors, box model, background, borders. Now we studied about the selectors, different modules. ओके ये मैंने ऑलरेडी ले लिया है तो ये मैं वापिस वापिस अभी ये रिपीट नहीं करता हूँ और कैन रिपीट अगेन ऑल दीज थिंग्स यस रिपीट करना है या आगे प्रोसीड करना है
No, sir. No need.
ओके then we'll start with directly from these examples okay हमने last lecture से syntax देखा था हमने CSS consists of selectors then the table consists of the selector consists of the properties and value then we have the example of a table it consists of the border and its properties and values okay so now we have the example here in that we have the element selector and the id selector all these things so first of all we'll do this particular example so सबने ये example जो है ये करना है system पे here we have to just take the element this is the element selector right which is nothing but a paragraph ये already मैंने discuss किया था last lecture लेकिन अभी ये हमें practically demonstration करना है इसका right so here we have the html code then html tag head tag then we'll insert over here the style sheet with style tag then paragraph size in here we have to take the element selector as a paragraph in that we have the text alignment of the paragraph is nothing but a center and then color of paragraph we have to add as a red then we could close the style tag then head tag then we have included the body tag it here in that we have take the paragraph as every paragraph will affected by this paragraph then its id is nothing but paragraph 1 and we can close it with that particular sentence and me and it will be closed so both the body tag and html tag will be closed just do it and give me the demonstration okay जिनके हो रहे हैं complete वो मुझे immediately demonstration दिखाएंगे okay all are doing those who have the systems
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay
sir.
Yes, anyone completed?
Yes, sir.
Show me then demo.
May I present? Yes, sir. Sir, is my screen visible?
Just wait a minute. Huh?
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Sir, this is the output. This is code where I used in style tab a paragraph as a selector, and next I used heading as
Just show
H1
me
as
all these
alt.
things. Explain me.
Yes, sir. In style tag, I used p paragraph as a selector, in which
Hmm?
I selected text align as center, then color as red, and then next in heading tag, I also for H1 tag again I select use it as a selector, and in that I use text align as center and color brown. Next, I provided the heading as this is practice for HTML with CSS. Next, I've used a definition list in which I define HTML and CSS. And this was the output, sir.
Okay. Just show me the again the output.
Output.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Next. Anyone? Next. Yes, Valpreet.
Yes, sir.
Did you complete?
Sir, actually, right now I don't have my laptop, so I'll do it later on.
Okay. Okay. Yes. अजून कोणी केलंय? Next, we have the ID selector, so you can add that also if you want. Here, सब आज जो लेक्चर में वो सब लास्ट लेक्चर में थे ना, ये जो हुआ है आईडी का एलिमेंट और आईडी सिलेक्टर का. कैन आई रिपीट अगेन दिस थिंग? I think we completed only with the element selector. Here, the ID selector, I'll explain again. So the ID selector uses the ID attributes of your HTML element to select select a specific element. आपके elements में, आपके HTML में जो कुछ elements रहेंगे उसमें से एक specific ID अगर हमें लेना है या element हमें लेना है, तो वहां पे मुझे एक ID attribute उसका लगेगा जो हमें वहां पे insert करना पड़ेगा, right? So here the ID of your element should be unique within a page. So the ID selector is used to select one unique element. So आपके हर एक elements जो होंगे वो वहां पे यूनिक रहेंगे और वहां पे आपको हर एक एलिमेंट का जो एट्रीब्यूट रहेगा वो भी यूनिक रहेगा. So from that we can take, if any element we if we have to take, then definitely we have to take the select the element or its ID attribute, and then we specify that particular ID attribute with that particular element. So here the style rule below will be applied to your HTML element with ID is equal to para 1. यहाँ पे मैं अगर paragraph 1 के लिए अगर मुझे लेना है, so I'll use the hash as an attribute for that para 1 as an element, and then it will be added the attribute of a paragraph 1 or para 1 as an element of the HTML, and then we can have the ID selector for that particular element in our HTML. So as per the CSS selector, first of all we have to take the elements, and after that we'll take the ID selector for that element also, so that it will be very clear to us that if we have to add any ID for that particular element, then definitely we have to add that ID with that selector, and we can use both the things into our HTML. So here the in example, if you carefully observe, then here we have, first we have to take the element as a para 1. So in that, before para 1 we have to insert the ID attribute as a hash, and then the same things that we already done in a last example, that is text alignment and color. And then in that next in body we have paragraph ID is equal to para 1. So definitely your hash will be indicated with the ID as a para 1, and then we have the particular paragraph or the word sentence over here. And then if we observe carefully, then definitely we have the particular notification or the particular message over there with the hello word as we have to print, and then this paragraph is not affected by the style. You can insert the style, but here we have to insert the only ID attribute. यानी मेरे हर एक ओनली इतना याद रखो कि मेरे हर एक एलिमेंट को अगर मुझे एक आईडी देना है, so definitely I'll add it into over there, and that specify my particular element with that particular ID attribute. So here your ID attribute para 1 is nothing but a hash. So आपके आउटपुट पे कोई नई अफेक्शन नहीं होने वाला या कोई अलग नहीं कुछ देखने वाला, सिर्फ आप हर एक, क्योंकि जैसे जैसे हम डिजाइन करते जाएंगे अलग अलग वेब पेजेस, सो डेफिनेटली आर एलिमेंट्स विल बी एडेड ओवर देयर. ज्यादा जैसे जैसे आपके एलिमेंट्स ऐड होते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे वहां पे आपको आइडेंटिफिकेशन के लिए आपको एट्रीब्यूट्स देने के लिए देने पड़ेंगे, सो दैट इट विल बी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड विच आईडी एट्रीब्यूट वी हैव टू यूज इन अ पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट. अंडरस्टैंड एवरीवन?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with the element selector, you have to add this ID attribute also and show me the demo. अभी प्रियंका ने दिखा दिया है तो प्रियंका भी डेमोस्ट्रेशन नहीं दिखाएगी. The rest students, those are having the systems, they will show me. And after 7th of Feb, we have the offline lectures. So definitely you, whenever you come in a college, then definitely we have the lecture with these particular examples again ऑन अ ब्लैक बोर्ड. ओके, तो सिस्टम तो नहीं होगी लेकिन हम प्रैक्टिकल्स में वो सब करने वाले हैं. लेकिन ऑन इन अ लेक्चर डेफिनेटली वी हैव द अगेन द रिपीटेशंस ऑफ ऑल दिस concept with the examples, and definitely we have a big blackboard with us in a classroom, so definitely we have the exercise with these particular concepts and the code. Okay, so I'll repeat again. Repeat, do the study of your all these concept of HTML and CSS element, and then after that whenever we are in our offline lectures, definitely we have to take these revisions with the concepts and the code. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, PID is equal to P1, and we mention in a style that is hash P1, right? So you mentioned two
Yes, sir.
paragraphs, P and P1. Okay, H1 comma P and hash P1. Okay, show me the execution again. Okay, so that style rule is made up of three parts: selectors, property, and value, which will be in a blue line, right? Blue color. Show me that particular code. Yes, so you are added over here the text property also. Very good. Yes. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
good. Yes, next.
सर मैं
Those who don't have the system, आप एटलीस्ट वो नोटबुक पे तो भी ट्राई करो, हाँ, प्रैक्टिस करो नोटबुक पे. ओके. यस रितेश.
यस सर
नेक्स्ट अश्विनी पाटिल. ओके, सो काय काय ऍड केलंय सांग तू मला आता इथे.
सर identity is my attribute and
हम्म,
whatever changes I have made in that specific section is affected on
हम्म,
the hello hello world
हम्म.
and other are not affected by it. They remain
राइट.
unaffected.
करेक्ट. यू added over here. Just show me the code. Okay, so you take the H1 also over here, then
Yes.
hash identity, then IDP ID is equal to identity, hello world, right? It will be in a blue color, then your name, roll number, address. Okay, okay. So your identity will be in a blue color.
Yes sir.
Okay, good. Yes, anyone else want to show? Okay, पुढे जाऊया आपण. ज्यांना शो करायचं त्यांनी परत पुढे हे जे होत आहे त्याच्यात ऍड करत चला, ते म्हणजे ते पण होईल. ओके. नेक्स्ट वन वी हॅव द क्लास सिलेक्टर. So now here we, as per the name indicates, we have to select the class selector as a selects element with a specified class attribute, right? So with the help of class selector, we have to use these class attributes. So to select element with a specific class, write a period that is dot character followed by the name of the class. So अभी यहाँ पे जैसे हमने id एट्रीब्यूट में देखा, वहां पे हमें एक एट्रीब्यूट वहां पे डिफाइन करना था एज एग्जांपल hash. Here whenever we have to select the class, here we have to use the dot period followed by your class name. So here the in example, if you observe, there will be center as a class, and before the center we have to include the period character, that is dot character, and then after that we have to insert the text alignment, and color red will be in a center and red. So here whenever we have to add the class selector, mention that we have to add the dot operator before the class name, and then the further style sheets will be added with your design. So here if we observe in the example, we have to add the class, then dot center, then text alignment and color, and after that in a body we have the h1 class as a center, class name, and we have the text over there. So h1 as nothing but a heading tag, h1 हमने वहां पे ले लिया, and then p class as a paragraph class, where again we have to mention the class name at the center, and then the same text line over there, and we have to close. So अगर हम आउटपुट पे देखेंगे तो वहां पे हमें दिख रहा है कि हमने जो h1 क्लास लिया है, जो हेडिंग टैग h1 लिया है, वो हमारा रेड कलर में इंडिकेट हो रहा है, सो विच इंडिकेट्स यूर
Hello sir.
क्लास सिलेक्टर. और वहां पे वो हमारा हेलो.
So your screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. So here in this class selector, we have to add the dot period with the help of your class name. So यहाँ पे मेरा अगर मुझे पूरा क्लास सेलेक्ट करना है तो मुझे यहाँ पे डॉट पीरियड वहाँ पे ऐड करना पड़ेगा, डॉट कैरेक्टर बिफोर योर क्लास name, and then the rest things we have to add in your particular code of class name. So here in this example, मैंने यहाँ पे सेंटर का क्लास लिया है, उसके बिफोर मैंने सेंटर के क्लास के नेम के बिफोर यहाँ पे पीरियड कैरेक्टर डाल दिया है, and then we have the text alignment as the center and color red. After that in a body we have the h1 class, that is a heading 1 मैंने लिया है, heading tag लिया है, first h1 tag which will be with the class name center, and then there will be a red and center align heading as a text. Then again p class, that is a paragraph class name again same, which is the center, and again the text line which will be red and center align paragraph with the close of paragraph tag, and then we have to close the body and html tag. So here whenever we see in the output, the heading tag h1 tag will highlighted with the red and center align heading as a text which will be in a bold and which will be our center class. So